at day 4. Day 4 of Vlogmas. Y'all know I gotta, reel it in. Anywho, so I'm excited for what's to come this week. My friend is having her second annual Christmas party. And of course, I've been solicited to host. I hosted her baby shower. The first Christmas party she had was her first Christmas in the house. This second Christmas is the new baby. Y'all listen to previous episodes where I talked about how I was there for the delivery and how it looks to be supported and to be a part of her support system for that. So this is the baby's first Christmas, and she went in like 4 months. So I'm like really excited to see her, and she just making all this noise. It's like I don't remember 4-month-old babies being like this. Like she act like she's 6 months or 7 months, rolling over and doing all type of stuff. So it's exciting to just watch and see her grow up in this current time that we have today. So the theme is Grinch, and you know that there's going to be a short that y'all gonna see the recap of the party. And I'll definitely have a story time if anything interesting arises at said party. Ugh. But I want to talk about today the importance of teaching your children what it's like to make or like garner good friendships. It first starts with identifying who your child is on the friendship spectrum. Because I think as parents, we have this idea um, of how our children should be and or who we want them to be, instead of just really seeing them for who they are. And I remember having this conversation with someone and telling them, when it comes to somebody telling me something about my children, especially in school, they go to a fairly decent school. So I trust the people that are there. So when they tell me something about my children, I trust that they are telling me the truth. And not to say that sometimes adults don't lie on children. That is a thing. That's a very real thing. Don't want to discredit that in any way, shape, or form. But I'm just getting to know them. I don't know them like that. All I know is what I see at home. And the reality is, oh, the camera's turned around. No. Um, but with that being said, it's like, I'm glad I'm not wearing glasses. With that being said, I'm just getting to know them. My son is 10, my daughter's 14. And so the reality is, do you really know them? How do you get to know them? How do you get them to trust you? And a wise woman once told me is when her children became teenagers, they're grown up, they're grown men now, they're adults. When her children became teenagers, the way she got them to trust her is to always make them reflect on, when was the time that I steered you wrong? When was the time that I steered you wrong? And so, you can talk countless, so many times over and over and, get it into their heads that, hey, I'm the parent. I know what's best for you. I've been there, done that. And to be quite honest with you, I typically don't tell my children I've been there, done that. I like to tell them your experience is yours to garner from. Your experience is yours to grow from. Your experience is yours to learn from. And even in all of that, the reason why I wanted to talk about teaching your children how to make friendships, because I recognize as an adult, not just with myself, but some of the other people that I know, is that we can't identify when someone is being a bad friend to us versus when they're being a good friend to us. And so why is that? The reality is, it's because we did not know how to foster friendships when we were kids. And I saw a video where a lady said, a lot of y'all only think you're supposed to be good to the person you're in a romantic relationship with. Y'all don't realize that being a friend is a form of a relationship. But a relationship is just me as one person. Me as one person. Me as Black girl, say something. I can say I have a multitude of relationships. What does that look like? I'm a mom to a son and a daughter. So that's two very different and dynamic relationships. And they're at two different ages in their life. You have the 14 and you have 10. Then I'm a sister to a big sister at that, to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm a sister to 4 to 6 siblings. Okay, 2 on my mom's side and 4 on my dad's side, and I'm a big sister. And so even with that, that's still different types. And right, and even in those relationships, there's a couple of them that I'm not willing to maintain or keep up with. So I only really have 4 active relationships as a sibling, as a big sister. Then I once was a wife. That's a story for another time. Once was a young warthog and got married. And so I've done that, right? And then I'm a daughter. I have a relationship with my mom. I'm a granddaughter. That is a relationship. I'm a niece to aunts and uncles. That is another form of relationship. I have a number of friends. That is a form of relationship. I have a number of people who are in my industry, and I'm in different industries in healthcare as well. Those are relationships. If you work a job, that is a form of a relationship. So who are you when people think of their relationship with you, right? Because you know you have some people, and it's a hot topic right now on social media where people can be like, I'm such a nice person, I'm such a nice person, I don't know why people can't get along with me. And it's like, I have to ask myself, are you really a nice person? Or do you do things hoping that people will see you as a nice person? Right? Do you do things? I just gotta lift this up a little bit. I'm looking tired, y'all. I probably should did my makeup while I was on camera. But are you really a nice person? Or are you doing things hoping that that you garner the idea from people that you're a nice person? Because some people just aren't genuine. They might be kind, and that's another thing. People don't understand, like, the different adjectives that we use to describe who we are. While they may have some similarities, they are starkly different. So while I might be kind, I ain't no fool. I ain't gonna let you treat me no any kind of way. Because the minute somebody treats you some kind of way and you put your foot down and you say, hey, I don't like when you do that. Oh, you got an attitude. Oh, I thought you was nice. Yeah, I am. But I'm not impartial to the BS that I'm about to allow you to put me through, right? And then when we talk about love, the only people who are subject to receive unconditional love are children. Children don't even have to love their parents unconditionally because it's very conditional, right? If you give them everything they want today, you hear it all the time. People give their kids everything they want. They say, I did everything for you. I sacrificed everything for you. And the kid be like, and I ain't ask you to do it. I ain't ask you to be here. A child can love you conditionally. So I will encourage you, and it's something that I have worked on this year, and in previous years, I could say, I'm always like, how do I want to show up in the world? What does that look like for me from an introspective space? Not not looking for the validation from people, because a lot of times the validation changes. One minute people with you, the next minute they not with you. So you cannot look for the validation from the outside source. That the validation has to come from within. And when I think about, creating a children who will understand the dynamics of friendship and relationship and just ships in general, it starts with how I make them see themselves, how I guide them into who they want to be. Because guess what? You could very well say, you know what, the dreams and hopes I have for this kid, and they say, I don't want to do that. You'd be like, you know what, you're going to be a doctor when you grow up. I'm going to make sure I put you in all the science classes. I'm going to make sure I put you in all the magnet programs. I'm going to make sure you get into college. I'm going to make sure I work my butt off and get you into college. You do all of that as a parent and make all the sacrifices. And they say, I want to be a business owner. I don't want to do that. You wanted me to do that. You wanted me to do that. And guess what? They ain't wrong. They're not wrong. So I just wanted to get on here real quick. It's Vlogmas Day 4. It's pretty late. I got on kind of late because, like I said, I have this Christmas party coming up this weekend. And I was like, let me go to the mall and see if I can find Grinch-themed pajamas. They only had them for kids. The adults bought them all out. And so I end up getting us some tights. And interestingly enough, I got the wrong size tights. So I'm going to have to take them back. So back to the mall I go tomorrow. But just ask yourself, how do you want to show up in the world? You don't need the outside validation. The validation should come from within, and be at peace with that. And it goes back to the episode from day one where we talked about pivoting from the goals that no longer serve you. Goals can no longer serve you. You can create a goal and say, you know what, I want to work out every day. And then you come to find out you have maybe a heart condition. You can't work out every day. That goal no longer serves you. Or you say, you know what, I'm going to um, uh, go vegan. I'm gonna take on a vegan diet. Doctor of Health Science here. I'm always telling people, be careful of the diets that you commit your life to, because your blood type does determine the type of diet, the type of nutrition you should have. So if you find that you are having issues with that diet, then that goal no longer serves you. So figure out what the goals are, right? If your goal is not to show up in the world, if your goal is not to have the spotlight on you, figure out different goals, different avenues. Be that person. So this is day 4. I will catch y'all on day 5. Remember, there'll be links in the description of this episode where you can follow us on the social media platforms that are available, as well as tune into Black Girl Say Something every Friday. I'll be making sure to head over to my on my episode. I will be letting people know that we are over here on YouTube doing Vlogmas going live, and definitely garnering up some conversation and support from the YouTube supporters. So I appreciate it and I thank you, and keep listening. And remember to tune into Black Girl Say Something, because this Black girl has something to say.